Well, first of all, Shannon, I know particularly last year with a lot of the new guys coming in, they mentioned like you and Mitch as being some of the welcoming party, and you'd also get them doing some sort of off season, just kind of warm up training stuff. Did you guys do anything like that this year?
Yeah, we definitely did. We definitely did. I think maybe a week after the season ended, we were out here, me and Mitch and a couple of the guys, just kind of get that rust out, the season out, and just kind of try to make sense of things and take the positives and try to talk about it, and then immediately try to work on some things as well, but not at a very high intensity, but just being able to come out here and like the next year starts right now. And being able to do that, it's become a routine every year now. Where even when we won, we came back right out here and we were like, we can't wait to go again because obviously you got to take time for yourself, for your family and stuff like that. But I feel like when you have the love and the passion for a sport like this, I feel like when you have a season like last season, you want to get back out there and correct it as soon as possible. And I think the eagerness just to get out there and then, as guys start filtering in and coming into town, is being able to welcome them to the city and welcome them to the club. And just get a session in with them, get to know each other, and just kind of set the precedent. Like this year is going to be a successful year, and this is what we're aiming for. And it starts right now.
So I feel like you kind of said, I don't know, maybe almost conflicting things in there, where you're like, after every season, you want to get started again, you want to focus on the next season, but also, give away to this year and equally and wanted to turn that page. So, which was it maybe more of, just kind of the general, every year you do this, or trying to exercise what happened last year?
I think it's a bit of both, if I'm being honest. I think you just want to, obviously it's disappointing for everybody involved to not make the playoffs, especially a club like San Antonio, who has a high standard for making the playoffs and being a contender every year. I think that's disappointing by San Antonio FC standards, and by us as players. Nobody wants to miss the playoffs, right? It's the most exciting part of the year. And our fans as well too, right? And this is something that we feel like they deserve to be a part of as well too. And when we fall short, everybody falls short, right? So I feel like when you come out on the field, you just want to feel like, like I'm back on the green again. And how can I correct it? What could I have done more? Like if you didn't leave 110% out there, why wasn't that the reason? So I feel like as a player, as a person as well, like even if you work a regular job in a 9 to 5, like you would want to think like, how can I be better the next day in a job where there's room to grow, right? And as a player, as a person, you want to grow. So I think that that's the opportunity that we kind of try to give ourselves. We take a break and we come back to it again, and it's like every other week where you try to just kind of sharpen up on things that you felt individually that you could have been sharper and better at. And I know that guys coming from, other teams and joining San Antonio FC, they have high expectations of the club and representing this badge. And I know that while we're out here and we're trying to sharpen up on some things that they want to come out here and say, hey, you know what? Like, I'm excited to be here as well, too. So, as quick as we can get the ball rolling, get to know each other, build relationships on and off the field, we're pretty much gearing up for a successful year.
And obviously, new head coach and all that, new, I'm sure, philosophies behind the scenes. Whether or not they're that different from the previous years, I guess we'll find out over the next coming months. But just how has kind of the adjustment been to this new era for this AMC?
I think it's one of the first things you're taught as a player is to adapt. And I think, obviously, adapting to a new coach and more so new players, especially being there was some here and then a bunch of guys coming in as well, too. I think it's exciting as well, too. But, we're taught to adapt and be ready for the challenge ahead. It's a challenge for everybody, and it's a challenge for us to embrace together, and when we do it together, that's when we're going to be successful, right? It's been fun so far. The guys are eager to get started, playing games already and building those relationships I talked about. Building those relationships with the coach, building those relationships with the staff, building those relationships within the San Antonio community. I think it's important, and these are one of the things where we talk about every single day. Like, oh yeah, like this was really refreshing to see today. Everything is a building block into what our end goal is at the end of the year, and I think it's really exciting so far. And it's been a great adaptation period.
I know it's really early, and I know there's a lot of changes, but what are some of the changes that you've seen that are on the positive side of the culture or anything else? And then, of course, you being a veteran, what is it that you're trying to infuse into this squad to make them better for next year?
I would say, as for me, I think it's more so just continue to do the things that I've been doing, being a cornerstone, being somebody, an outlet for the guys who are transitioning to living in San Antonio to feel comfortable, because when you feel good, you play good, right? And I feel like, when guys feel comfortable in this city, when guys feel comfortable in this gear and they wear this badge, every single day they can give their best because they feel good. Like off the field, they feel really good. So coming onto the field, they just got to come out and show up and give 110%. And this is what San Antonio FC is about, right? This is what the city is about. This is what the fans are about, right? Hardworking people that show up every single day and try to give their best. And I think, those are the things that needed to be implemented much more and emphasized much more, and they are emphasized much more, as in come out every single day and show up every single day on the field. Leave everything else and all the other things, just forget about that. It'll take care of itself. But we're gonna, from the staff coming all the way down, we're gonna make it as comfortable for you as possible so that you can give 110% on the field. And that's one of the biggest things that stuck out to me, and that's something that it was there before, but it's now more re-emphasized as to we're a family here. I got your back, you got my back. And I think that's something that's, excellent for everybody here when you feel comfortable. Like, you're just ready to play it, like Alex said before. Like, he's like, it's been very welcoming for him, so he could just come out and do his job, and the family's happy, he's happy.